Okay, the big buzz right now in the Medicare supplement market is the N plan versus the G plan. Let's go through, compare how they're the same, how they're different, and which one might be a better value for you. Let's start with what's the same between the N and G plan, and there's quite a bit of overlap. For one thing, the networks are identical, meaning you can see any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare anywhere across the United States. You're not locked into a local region, so there'll be no difference in terms of network between the N and G Medigap plan. Also, a lot of the core benefits are going to be the same. The Part A deductible is going to be covered with either. That's for hospitals. The 20% coinsurance is going to be covered, and we know from prior videos that 20% is a real risk to only having Medicare by itself. That's going to be covered for both the N and G plan at 100% right away. That then begs the question, what's different between the N and G plan? Let's go there now. Okay, now let's talk about where the N and the G Medigap plans are different, and really it comes down to two areas. The first is going to be around doctor visits. With the G plan, you have to pay your Part B deductible, that's for doctor visits, which is around $240 right now per year. That goes up a little bit each year. You have to pay that full amount, and then doctor visits are covered at 100% afterwards. With the N plan, you have fixed copays that you're going to pay for office visits or urgent care, and that's indefinite. So that's one key difference. The other is Medicare Excess. Excess allows doctors to charge up to 15% higher than what Medicare allows. There's no cap to this 15%. Now, very few doctors actually do this, and it's hard to get stats, especially in California, for what kind of risk this is. But the G plan will cover excess charges, the N plan will not. So that is also another difference between the two plans. Now let's talk about comparing pricing between the N and G plan. And here it gets a little bit tricky. For the first year of coverage, if you're new to Medicare, so turning 65, leaving employer coverage, you have a brand new Part B, there's some other triggers, you may be eligible for a $25 per month discount for the first year, but only on the G plan. So when you run your quote, the G plan may look cheaper than the N plan, but that's only for that first year period of time. Keep that in mind, but then after the first year, the N plan should generally be cheaper by about $20, $30 a month. So then it's a question of, all right, so which is the better value, knowing what the difference is in benefits with doctor visits especially versus that premium difference once we're outside of the first year of coverage. So based on everything we looked at, how can we tell what is the better value between the N plan and the G plan for our situation? And there it really comes down to number of office visits. Because with the G plan, we have a fixed deductible we have to pay up to around $240, goes up each year. And with the N plan, we have fixed copays we pay indefinitely. So if we have lots of office visits expected, that G plan is probably going to work out better even though the premium's higher. If we don't have a whole lot going on health-wise, then that N plan might be a better situation for us because we have fixed copays, but we don't expect too many of those. Our guesstimate is between 5 and 7 office visits in a year. That G plan then starts to weigh out. If you have less than that, then the N may be priced better. Of course, this isn't looking at the excess charge risk, but just strictly office visits, which is the primary difference between the N and G plan. Now that we've gone through some details on the N versus G plan, how do we run these quotes for our situation? We make this fast, free, and easy across the website or down below where you can run the N versus G plan side by side across the major carriers. Keep in mind again that if you're new to Medicare with a brand new Part B, you're turning 65, you're losing employer coverage, there are other different triggers, you may be eligible for an additional $25 discount per month for the first year only on the G plan. So remember that piece, and of course we're happy to help with any questions on that. We also have a simplified Medicare supplement online application to make that process easy. There's no cost for our assistance. And as we get older, keep in mind that rates change each year. One carrier may be competitive at 65 and not at 70. So it makes sense to recheck these rates year to year, knowing that you can use the birthday rule to move to a similar plan or lesser value plan regardless of health once per year In California, this is a fantastic tool, and we're happy to help you make that work for your situation.